Yo, what's up, aliens? Ahee here with a breakdown of my track Feeling Colors that just released on Excision's Subsidia as part of the Dawn 2 compilation. Recently, I've been focusing more and more on songwriting and creating a vibe in my music, and this track really puts a lot of those efforts together. What have y'all been working on recently? Let me know in the comments. Every bit of interaction helps us boost in the algorithm, and we super appreciate it. Now, let's dive into a few parts of the song that make it unique. Here in the intro, I wanted to set up the scene with this perfect psychedelic trip scenario. I don't often talk about my trips, but I had a few that were life-changing and I wanted to recreate those moments in sound. It was a sunny day with clear blue skies, birds are chirping, sitting in the green grass, with the beautiful nature surrounding you, and you can hear the rushing of water somewhere in the distance.
Well, I couldn't possibly tell you it.
Just amazing. So, in the intro of this song, I added the sounds of birds, a stream, some wind, and the sample of a 1950s housewife describing her experience on LSD.
I couldn't possibly tell you. It's here. Can't you feel it? This whole room, everything is in color, and I can feel the air. I can see it.
And I feel like all that combined really sets the tone for this track. Now, does this remind you of any psychedelic experience you've had? Let me know in those comments. All right. So here in the verse, there's this melodic pluck sequence that came from me playing around with my new Sequential Pro 3 synth. This thing is super fun to play with, and it makes some really interesting microtonal sounds, meaning that the tuning isn't like a standard piano tuning, but it's in between the notes and just creates all these happy little accidents. And this line is literally just me coming up with chords and just playing it on the keys and just vibing off of that. I think I was playing around for 20 minutes or so beforehand, just coming up with different licks and going through different presets. So it's just really about finding that experimentation, and then when you find an idea that you're starts triggering some gears in your head, you just got to jump on that inspiration and then ride that out. Now there's also this BIG REESE bass that I made in Serum with the sound of a broken ceramic being dragged on a linoleum floor. And I know that's super random and specific, but to me it was all about adding that organic texture, and it was the fusion of the synthetic and the organic sounds in this song that was really important to me to convey this vibe of worldliness, but also otherworldliness, but all together as one. So it's just this new thing. Yeah, I love doing that. Now here in the first drop, I used a sample from a Kara sample pack that I got on Splice. The words are "I can feel you," and there's also this recording of my girlfriend Ashtray singing a song from our side project Heartworks. I thought it was especially fitting because in this one part, Ash is saying "The Light of the Sun," and my last release with Subsidia was "Under the Sun," so I thought it was cool to continue that theme with this release. I like combining vocals from different places to create a meta vocalist. So it's it doesn't even have to be the same vocalist. It can be multiple vocalists, but you combine the different samples together to create just this like I said, the meta vocalist. And it's the individual singers are the cells in a much grander entity of music. Drop bass is almost the same patch as the verse patch, but I have the sound of an electric toothbrush layered in there instead of the ceramics. And I know these are so super specific and random, but again, that's an organic sound, but it's also an electric organic sound, but mixed in with a synthesized sound. So it's just, I don't know, this weird fusion of worlds. I love that. I also automate the filter open, and so that way it's louder and brighter to match the energy of the flow of the song. Here for the drums, I love adding a lot of reverb to my snares for songs like this. Now you can actually see that there's a dry track and then a wet track, so that way I'm merging the two samples. If I get rid of the reverb, it sounds like noisy, but it doesn't have that big room ring. And just with the reverb, it just sounds like you're playing it in like a stadium or like the heavens. It's like this beautiful snare from the heavens. Now I'm going to jump ahead to the second drop, and I added in more layers of vocals and synths. And there's actually this harmony bass that's up a fourth from the tonic of the song. And there's also this ascending leading sound that gives just like this like rising tension. Because as the notes keep on ascending up, and it's like building up to like a psychedelic climax. That, and also just like the call and response between the vocalists, I feel like was just like a really interesting thing, and me, how I've like taken a vocal clip and just like chopped it up, rearranged it to like find just like this hidden happy accidental melody, not necessarily what it was, not necessarily going off of what I thought in my head, but experimenting and just finding something until I go, aha, that sounds cool, and just start sticking with that. Exaltation, the state of extreme happiness or elation, are the emotions I was trying to capture in these moments. And I feel like that's like this intuitive practice of being able to capture emotions through music. That's something that I feel like I had to practice at just as much as I had to practice, getting better at like technical aspects. I like to practice at getting emotional aspects into my music as well. And also this song, it just really reminded me of like these moments at festivals I've had where you can just like hug the person that you love and just like sway back and forth with them to the music. And you're just like sort of lost in that moment of love. And I feel like, we could all use a little bit of that energy right about now. I feel like the expansion of the heart is this really important part of the human journey that we don't always talk about. And I wanted to make this song to help facilitate that moment in people's lives, as it's affected my own life in a profoundly positive way. All right. I hope you all enjoyed that. If so, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button now. Big thanks to Subsidia for releasing this song, and I'm wishing you all a better 2021. Now, before I go, if you are a producer, I just want to mention that you can get my Magic Ableton racks on Gumroad. Here, you can actually see I've used a number of them on the vocals, and if you take them off, yeah, it changes the sound quite a bit. And I just made them so that way they're super useful and easy to use, and they do what they say. And yeah, I love using these, and I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on that, so I appreciate it if you've already gotten those. I also just released a Serum preset pack called Alien Bass on my Gumroad. It actually includes the Reese bass patches from this song and over 160 other Serum presets that I use in a bunch of my music. It's the culmination of almost 6 years of working in Serum, and it's just an amazing way to actually learn how to sound design better by going through and deconstructing the patches and turning things on and off. I'm sure y'all will get a lot of use out of it. I'll provide a link in the description of where y'all can get that as well as a link to the actual song so you can go stream or download it. All right, aliens. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.